Is Russia the aggressor in this Ukraine war?
Yeah, Russia invaded Ukraine.
So they are the aggressor in this war, correct?
They invaded them, yes.
Well, thank you, sir.
Welcome back to the channel. Everyone, what you just saw in that teaser shows a clear difference between a serious leader and a career politician who just wants a viral tweet. We are looking at a hearing from the House Committee on Foreign Affairs, where Secretary of State Marco Rubio was simply trying to explain real-world diplomacy. But instead of having a serious talk, Representative Bill Keating decided to turn it into a cheap and emotional show. My first thought right away, this is everything that is wrong with Washington, D.C. today. You have Marco Rubio acting like the grown-up in the room. Focus on actually stopping the war in Ukraine. And you have Representative Bill Keating throwing a real temper tantrum because Rubio will not give him the exact C-SPAN quote he already planned to use on MSNBC later that night. It is embarrassing. Let's play the full clip and watch Keating completely lose control when his little trick backfires on him.
Now I recognize Representative Keating.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will miss my seatmate, Jerry Conley. He loved sitting here, and we loved him. Secretary, in 1944, my uncle, James Arthur Keating, was serving in France, and as soldiers, his fellow soldiers were dying around him, he wrote a letter back in combat, back home, about the cost of human sacrifice and whether it was worthwhile to defend a piece of mud on the earth. Only a week after that letter, he answered that question while carrying lead in himself, as one of the people in his command was exposed and injured. He was wounded himself carrying lead and crawled out there, brought him back to safety, saved his life, and as he was going for another person, was machine gunned to death himself and killed in action. 400,000 other American families gave the same sacrifice, but the peace and prosperity that came forward in the world has never seen. It's a transatlantic alliance where our allies sacrificed their young men and women when America was attacked in 9/11, and economically, they're a $1.6 trillion trading partner with us with 16 million jobs on both sides of the continent. So my questions today are looking for clarity on where we stand with our allies and partners for more than 80 years because they're expressing their doubts. They're expressing their doubts publicly. They've expressed it to me privately. So as the face of our country, as the lead foreign policy representative in the United States, I'm just looking for this clarity. So first, simply answer this question, if you will. Is Russia the aggressor in this Ukraine war?
Yeah, Russia invaded Ukraine.
So they are the aggressor in this war, correct?
They invaded them, yes.
Well, thank you, sir, because it's important to get this clarity because President Donald Trump said it was Ukraine that started this war, and our allies have the right to know this. Secondly, the person we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin, is he a war criminal?
Well, I think you can look at instances that have happened there and certainly characterize them as war crimes, but our intent is to end the war.
Is he a war criminal?
We can't end the war without talking to
No,
Mr. Putin.
that's pretty simple. Is he a war criminal?
Well, that's
this man we're negotiating with, Vladimir Putin. Is he a war criminal? That's not tough.
But what? I'm trying to answer your question by telling you that we're trying to end the war here.
Go ahead.
No,
You're
it's not a
equivocating.
simple answer.
You are equivocating, sir. Just answer the question.
I'm answering your question, and the answer is that war crimes have been committed, no doubt. And who is responsible for that? There will be time and place for that accountability. But right now, the job is to end the war.
So you won't answer the question.
If we don't end the war, people are going to get
reclaiming
killed.
my time, sir. Let me go on. Because I don't understand this. Because you're sitting in front of us now as Secretary of State. It wasn't long ago that you were sitting as a senator with Secretary of State nominee Rex Tillerson at the time, in the exact same circumstances, only reversed. And you questioned him about Putin directing attacks against schools, markets, hospitals, playgrounds. And on top of this, in this instance, he's abducted 20,000 children, a clear war crime. So you were very clear then Vladimir Putin was a war criminal. Now you're unmaking him a war criminal, and you won't answer the question about the exact same circumstances.
You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm reclaiming my time, sir.
You're putting words in my
And you know
mouth.
what you said to Secretary
That's not what I
Tillerson
said.
at the end of his answer when he equivocated just as you are right now?
I've not equivocated.
You said,
You just don't let me
it sure
answer.
sounds like it to me. Then I'll give you a second chance. Is Vladimir
never gave me a
Putin
first
a war
chance.
criminal?
I already told you war crimes have been committed.
No, you didn't tell me if
Well,
he's
I
a
can't
war
even-
criminal.
Mr. Chairman, am I allowed to answer questions?
I'm
or just
reclaiming
be
my
hectic?
time, sir. And listen,
Well,
I'm
he
using
keeps
your own
reclaiming
words
his-
so you don't have to answer. Did you know what you said to then nominee Secretary of State Tillerson? You said you were very discouraged in his inability to accept that Putin was indeed a war criminal. Your words, we don't need any more. You're inconsistent. The third question I have, sir, is this.
I answered your question. You just don't let
You
me
did
answer.
not answer the question about Putin's
Well, you
war
keep
criminal
reclaiming your
conduct
time.
in Ukraine.
You asked me a question, then you reclaim your time. So how can I answer
You
the
answered
question?
it. Listen, let me go forward with this. 3 questions. And I'm
Or are
being
you gonna
pretty
reclaim
clear to
time
you.
on those too?
I'm giving you a chance to answer. Give me a chance to ask the question. Here it is. So there's a concern among these allies that we've had, our closest allies, about the one-sidedness of the negotiations with Russia and Ukraine.
Gentlemen's
Regular
time has
order.
expired. Secretary Rubio, if you'd like to respond, by all means.
Can
go
I
ahead.
reclaim my time for a few seconds? Thank you. Number one, crimes have been committed in the war on Ukraine, and there will be accountability for that. But our goal right now is to end that war, because let me tell you, every single day that that war goes on, more people are killed, more people are maimed, and frankly, more war crimes are being committed every day that the war lasts. Number one. Number two, I don't know how European allies could say that. I talk to European allies literally every single day. I see or talk to the foreign minister of the UK and France and Germany more than I see or talk to
Mr.
my own kids in some days.
Chairman,
So these are all
I'm
false
reclaiming my
claims.
time now.
You have no time.
Because
You're not
you've given him
recognized, Mr.
time,
Keating.
and I ask unanimous
Not
consent.
recognized, Mr. Keating.
Chairman,
You're not
I'm
recognized.
asking for unanimous consent to
Mr.
put in
Keating,
the record.
you're not recognized. The
I
Secretary
am
is speaking.
asking unanimous consent to put in the record
Mr. Keating, you're not
the
recognized.
op-ed. Oh, so you're not going to recognize, Mr. Chairman?
Not
Point of order.
recognized in this
Anyone
moment.
that asks unanimous consent to put in for the record a document,
Keating,
you're not allowing
you
that?
are not recognized right now. Your time expired. You might have a minute and a few. Mr. Secretary, please continue.
The last point is our goal is to end this war. We have to be able to talk to both
Point of
sides
order,
in order
Mr.
to do it.
Chairman.
In order to be, we have to end this
My
conflict.
time is answered. His time answering my question ended too. It's the next person's time. That's the rules in this committee.
Mr.
When you won't
Secretary,
even
please
let a
continue.
person enter into the record something from our ambassador till recently from Ukraine, Ambassador Brink,
Mr.
who
Keating
resigned
should-
because of the conduct
Keating,
of
you
this
should keep a better
administration
eye of the clock
after
right in front
30
of you.
years of service, sir.
You should keep a better eye of the clock in front of you. Your time expired. Continue.
Our goal is to end this war so more people don't die. And by the way, we want all those kids returned back to their homes that were kidnapped from their parents. We just want people to stop dying. Every day this war goes on, people die, things are destroyed, and lives are ruined. And we want it to stop.
Thank you, Secretary Rubio. Did you have something you want to submit for unanimous consent?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now would be your opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I want to submit for the record an op-ed by Ambassador Brink from Ukraine, the regional ambassador that was close until recently, 30 years of service of Democrat presidents and
So
Republican
ordered.
ones. It's an op-ed that says
So ordered.
Trump's Ukraine
Representative Issa is
policy knows
recognized.
choice, and she details how
So
peace
ordered.
at any cost.
Wow. Just wow. I mean, where do we even begin with this total mess from Bill Keating? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about how he started. Keating spends almost 2 full minutes telling a very emotional and sad story about his uncle who died in World War II. Full respect to his uncle's sacrifice. Truly. But let's be honest about what Keating is doing here. He is openly using the memory of a fallen American hero as a tool to set up a cheap political trap. That is not right. He is trying to build a fake moral advantage so that no matter what Rubio says next, Keating can act angry. Then comes the big trick question. Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal? Look, we all know Putin is a bad person. Rubio knows Putin is a bad person. But Marco Rubio is the Secretary of State of the United States. His job is not to sit there and throw insults at cameras. His job is to handle one of the most dangerous world conflict of our time. How are you supposed to make a peace deal and stop people from dying if the top diplomat of the U.S. officially calls a person he has to talk to a war criminal? Rubio gave the only smart and realistic answer. Our goal is to end the war. If you want to end the war, you have to talk to Putin. That is how history works. You do not end wars by showing off in Congress. But Keating does not care about peace. He does not care about stopping the deaths. Notice how he keeps cutting in. Rubio tries to explain the plan, and Keating just starts shouting, "I'm taking back my time. You're avoiding the question." No, Bill, he is not avoiding anything. He is just refusing to play your silly game. And then Keating thinks he has his big winning moment. He brings up an old hearing where Senator Rubio asked Rex Tillerson the same question. Keating looks almost too excited, thinking he caught him being a hypocrite. But here is what Keating does not understand. The job of a senator is different from the job of a Secretary of State. As a senator, your job is to push hard, ask tough questions, and demand clear answers. But when you are the Secretary of State, you are the one who actually has to deal with the problem. You are the one who has to call world leaders, even enemies, to stop something like World War III. You cannot act wild when your job is to calm things down. Rubio has grown into his leadership role. Keating is still acting like he is in a basic debate club, and the ending of the clip is just funny. Keating realizes he lost the argument. His time runs out. The chairman stops him, and Keating keeps talking anyway, ignoring the rules and asking to add articles into the record because he got upset. Marco Rubio stayed strong the whole time. He stayed calm. He stayed focused on the goal, which is saving lives and ending the war. While Keating showed himself as just another biased politician who cares more about cheap points than actually fixing world problems. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. Press the like button and subscribe for more real political breakdowns. See you in the next one.